All right, 4 rounds with my youngest son, Jordan. Just giving him some scenarios against a unskilled fighter, someone that's going to throw some random punches, push and shove, a lot of athleticism. You saw him taking that double when I threw that haymaker. Here he is trying to work some control. He was mounted, and then he comes off the mount because he doesn't like how the mount feels yet. He's only been training jiu-jitsu with me consistently for a little while. Spends most of his time wrestling. We do practice and drill some techniques, but you see he was trying to go for that arm bar there. Still working that side control. It's what he feels most comfortable doing. Been trying to get him to kind of go for the mount a little more. But again, just kind of giving him some physicality, see how he'll respond to it. I try to sit up here. He tries to get a little whizzer and then breaks me back down. Trying to get me flat on my back. He's even breaking me down here like how a wrestler would, instead of trying to take my back like how you might expect maybe someone who's a little more traditional in jiu-jitsu would do. And he mounts and goes for the arm bar. Good stuff. Round 2, little round off there. Super pumped. I told him he can take me down a little bit harder now. Again, throws the haymaker, goes for the double. Bam, puts the old man on his back. Even though he's supposed to be an unskilled fighter, I try to put him in a little bit of guard, just see what he'll do. Comes around, and again, instead of taking my back, he breaks me down and puts me flat on my back. Here he is. I'm rolling over again to see if he'll take my back, but no, he throws me down and tries to put me flat on my back. He does go for the mount. He's working that, goes for the Americana attempt. I straight arm out of it, see what he does, and he goes for it again. This is one of his favorite attacks, and I'm throwing some light punches there. He goes for the neck hug variation, loops around, puts it on. I tap. Notice he doesn't put his left hook in, so I could probably just easily push him off, but the safety catches for the squat racket right there, and I didn't want him flying into those, so I got to take those off before the next time we train. Round 3, told him to start from guard, see how he responds to that, and he decides to go to his feet. So he is not too comfortable staying off of his back, and who can blame him? Again, he spends most of his time wrestling, but some little bit of time with jiu-jitsu and training, and he'll feel more comfortable with that. Again, I try to give him my back, and he instead chooses to put me flat on my back, and he does go for a mount, so he's feeling a little more comfortable with that. I try to roll out to try to give him my back again. And once again, he puts me flat on the back and goes for that Americana and puts that left hook in. Good job, son. All right. So he's getting a little more comfortable with the mount. And we're going to keep this going. Round 4, took the gloves off. Said I'm going to give you a scenario where the guy might know a little bit of grappling, a little bit of jiu-jitsu, and just kind of play with that. And what I meant by that for him is I'll actually try to shrimp out, put him in my guard, see what he does, how he reacts to that. He's having a lot of fun. Rolls out of a sweep attempt, so instead of getting swept, he just disengages and rolls out of it in my guard, and he just falls back. You see me laughing there because I didn't show him that. He just kind of did it. He doesn't know yet that there's a nice little footlock from there that he can hit. Again, going for that control. Every time I've given him the back, he doesn't take it. He'd rather put me flat on my back, just like how they would in wrestling. He's just tight body hug. Everything is just real physical. So, we're trying to work on that, trying to get him to a little more relaxed when he's rolling. But yeah, here again, he just jumps out of it. Instead of getting swept, he'd rather just get the heck out of there. Don't blame him. He does not want a 215-pound dad mounted on top of him. And again, we're just kind of playing around, giving him a little bit of guard to see how he'll pass. Here he is again with side control. See if he goes for the mount. He doesn't feel that too comfortable with mounting because his knees are literally floating off the ground when he mounts on top of me. So here he goes for the mount, and I look to trap and roll him, and he posts. Weight goes back the other direction, and I trap and roll him that way. So now I'm in his guard, and let's see. And he goes for the Kimura, another one of his favorite attacks, and he gets that. And we are done. Love training with them. Wouldn't rather be anywhere else but on the mats with my son. Till next time.